I'm Felicia.
I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to another week of the Paranormal Lovers.
How y'all doing?
How you doing? We're so happy to have you guys back today. We're up to 44 people on Instagram, I think.
Yep, thank you guys.
Thank you guys. We've got a total of 24 downloads with our first 2 episodes. That's pretty awesome. So
Keeping it on the open up.
Yeah, thank you for everybody who is listening and joining us. So, today, remember I said we were going to do Ghost.
Yeah.
And
what you got?
I told you that I wanted to go close to where your family's from, at least some of your family. So, we're going to go over to Cocke County, Tennessee.
Yay.
Yay. Cocke County. We're just going to leave that alone.
I'm sure many jokes have been told about it.
So many jokes. We're all childish at heart. It's fine. The area of Cocke County was thought to have been first settled by the eastern band of the Cherokee Indians in the 1700s. And, sorry, hang on. This story is about the haunting of Cocke County Memorial Building in Newport, Tennessee.
Nice.
You can go there.
We should.
Yeah, we should.
For sure.
It's not that far. It's like an hour and a half, I think.
Take us an EMF over there.
Yeah, I don't think you need one.
Dude.
I don't think you need one. So, it was thought to have been settled by the eastern band of the Cherokee Indians in the 1700s. Later, the Scottish, Irish, and German moved into the land. Believe it or not, Franklin County. Cocke County was once a part of the state of Franklin, which was a whole ass state.
Huh.
It was a tiny little state because it was tucked in between North Carolina and Tennessee.
When was that?
I'm not entirely sure on the date. I didn't catch the date, but it was before the 1790s.
Gotcha.
After the state of Franklin, it actually was merged into North Carolina.
Right.
Being merged or becoming part of Tennessee. And in 1979, part of Jefferson County was formed into Cocke County. The name Cocke County is for William Cocke, who lived from who lived from 1748 to 1828. He was a veteran of the Revolutionary War and World War I. He held several political offices from Virginia to North Carolina to Tennessee. And, shocker, while serving on Tennessee's First Circuit Court, he became the first jurist, words are hard, to be impeached, tried, and removed from office for using his position for personal gain.
It's politicians.
Politics.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe we're just jaded in 2023. Like, you hear about a politician doing something like that, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's their job, right?
Yeah, like, it is their job now.
They're there to make money.
Yeah, but I can imagine, back in 1797, which is 21 years after the country was formed. That is not what the Founding Fathers wanted.
No, probably not.
But then again, they did flee Britain and come here and steal people's land. But anyways, the Cocke County Memorial Building is located at 103 North Cosby Highway in Newport, Tennessee. It originally opened as an American Legion in 1931. The building was constructed as a memorial to local Cocke County soldiers who died in World War I. So not only is it a, building that holds their American Legion, but it was also a monument and memorial to the people who died.
Right.
Fighting Nazis. Was that the Nazis?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm terrible at history. Are you sure?
I think.
I'm so confused. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know why the building was closed and it's sat vacant as long as it has. It is current. Well, in 2022, it was closed and sat vacant. But in 2017, Ron Kales, who was a transplant to Cocke County, started a mission to rehabilitate the building and reactivate the American Legion Post 41. On December 21st, 2022, so less than a month ago,
Yeah.
a deal was made to turn possession of the building over to Westcare, Tennessee, Inc. Westcare is a nonprofit in Dandridge, Tennessee. And this is just a little side note. We'll get to the hauntings in a minute. Westcare, Tennessee is dedicated to helping anything from families to veterans get back on their feet. All that good stuff.
Right.
The deal is made so that it will be restored back to its original beauty or whatever, as close to as possible.
The original memorial.
Yeah, they're just gonna like rehabilitate the building, kind of like what we did with our house. Instead of like tearing anything down and this, that, and the third. If there's something wrong, you fix it. Otherwise, you just make it look pretty again.
Right.
Now, on to the tragedy, because you can't have a haunting without a tragedy. And it is wild. Alright. In July of 1964, near Parrottville, you ever heard of Parrottville?
Never heard of it.
Residents witnessed the crash of United Flight 823 from Philadelphia to Knoxville, which was carrying 39 souls, passengers and crew combined. It was reported that there was a, quote, violet red burning light from the fuselage, end quote, before it crashed into the side of a mountain. Yeah, imagine that. You just sitting there and you look up and you're like, that plane has a shiny red spot. And then it crashes into the side of a mountain. There were no survivors. 38 died in the crash, or when the plane crashed into the side of the mountain. And the other one was reported to have died when people witnessed him jumping out of the airplane to his death.
That's horrible.
I don't know which one's worse.
Right.
Like, ugh. So, and have you been to Cocke County, Newport?
I've been to Cosby over there.
I don't know much.
It's like close.
Yeah, I
I think it's in Cocke County. Cosby is.
Yeah, I think it is too. I don't know, like, which this was 1960 something, so I'm not sure.
It's where my great grandmother lived. It's Cosby.
Nana's mom?
Yep. Grace.
The only place in the area big enough to hold 39 bodies was, you guessed it, the Cocke County Memorial Building. Yeah.
I guess the morgue wasn't big enough, huh? Or they didn't have one.
They may not have had, which it was 1964 and it's Newport, so I'm sure they had a hospital, but I doubt their hospital is capable, especially in 1964, of handling that magnitude.
Right.
Because, trigger warning for anybody that does not like hearing about body parts. Just skip ahead like, I don't know, 20 seconds or something. So the crash literally ripped people to pieces, and the gym floor was covered in body parts while they tried to identify the body parts.
Wow. I wonder who was sorting through trying to figure out who everybody was.
Well, I can imagine I don't know if the NTSB was a thing back then, because they're the ones that typically handle airplane crashes nowadays. And
right.
I actually don't know what the NTSB stands for, but I know that that's what they do.
Yeah.
It did take 2 weeks for the investigation, and after 2 weeks, they ruled that there was a fire that started in the passenger compartment during midair. And my thought was, I wonder if that was because it was 1964 and you could still smoke on airplanes.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Somebody probably smoking.
Yeah, and I think I looked it up.
And they pump oxygen into the airplanes too, so it's very dangerous.
And I mean, imagine how many people fall asleep in their houses with a lit cigarette in their hands. Like, I can't tell you how many times my mom fell asleep with a lit cigarette in her hand and would wake up with like a hole in the couch.
I used to do it when I was a drunk way back.
Yeah. Shout out to Recovery AA and all the other friends of Bill who might be listening.
Yep. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you for my husband, Bill, and we're very proud of anybody who's a recovering alcoholic.
Very much so.
So, yeah. So they ruled that that's what happened on the plane. And they took all the people and they left. But so even though their bodies are gone, not all the people have left.
Right.
Author John Norris Brown, who once maintained the blog Ghosts and Spirits of Tennessee. Unfortunately, you can't actually go there anymore. You have to find it on the web archive. I didn't even know there was a web archive.
I didn't either.
It makes sense, I guess. They say once you put something on the internet, it never goes
Never
away.
leaves. Yeah.
So it's on the web archive.
I've seen some videos where people are trying to find like really old websites. I think maybe Markiplier. But it's...
Hey Markiplier, how you doing? What's
some
up?
stuff is still there.
Yeah, it's bananas. Like, I don't know. I'll have to look into that eventually because I've never heard of the web archive. But that website, or that blog, was one of the first to record reports of activity. It was said in the article that I read, which posted in the show notes. In that article, it said that some of what he reported about the crash itself was incorrect. Admittedly, I don't know what was incorrect because I didn't go searching down the web archive for it.
Right.
But he describes some people's experiences as, quote, they have felt presences, heard voices, as well as the screams of a woman and the cries of babies.
Yeah.
Feelings of being watched are said to be almost unbearable in the building. End quote. And I got
so like multiple people watching you.
Look at this. Goosebumps. Yeah. Well, I mean, 39 people died on that plane.
Yeah,
so.
like a whole crowd of people is just watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
There was an investigator named Anthony Justice who described the experience that him and his team had in a 2008 investigation in an article in Supernatural magazine. And I did actually find this article. I had already found the quotes from the article that I was going to use, but I skimmed over it, and you can still find it online. He talked about an encounter. This one messes me up. He talked about an encounter with an entity he described as, quote, an intelligence without a form, end quote. He continues saying, quote, I saw nothing, heard little, but felt it. A deep, resonant cold that chilled me to the bone. I felt threatened and oppressed. As I left the area, I felt its heavy presence behind me, following up those rickety stairs. So close, I could feel it on my neck. It was death, it was sadness, and it was hate. A predatory thing that lurked in the darkness. End quote.
Spooky.
Ah! Full body chills. Ah! Don't like it.
Yeah.
Don't like it. That makes me think of, like...
I want to go there now.
Yeah. I've had... It's a mental thing, obviously, but sometimes, and some people may understand this, when you go out in the dark, like if you're going out to your car or something, it's super dark, and then you, like, get what you need out of your car and you lock it, and you're like, it's really fucking dark out here, and I don't know if there's any spooky critters out here, and I'm gonna run my ass back to the house.
Right.
I used to do it a lot when we lived out in the woods.
Right.
Out there, and that was a lot, but that was understandable because we had bears.
Yeah, we sure did.
There are a few more instances reported from them, with the most notable being when a set of locked doors was thrown open so forcefully it cracked the wall and the door.
That's wild.
Like,
I've seen that on a couple of like penitentiary shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
It'd just be like bang.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in a penitentiary, because we'll cover some of those, because bad stuff happened back then.
Oh yeah.
Another paranormal team called Paranormal Technology Investigations, led by Kathy Shepard and Rob Phillips, believe that the activity is in fact that of the deceased from Flight 280 or 823. This also makes me really sad, honestly.
Yeah.
Philip is quoted stating, "I believe they're trapped here and just kind of stuck and don't know how to get to where they're going. Maybe they're still thinking somewhere, waiting on their plane to land or waiting on their hotel. They probably have no idea." End quote.
That gives me kind of Beetlejuice vibes, where they're just like, they died unexpectedly and they're stuck.
Right? And it just makes me sad because, like, what if you're like, we talked about this yesterday about being stuck, like, doing your job. What if, like, your last thing that you're stuck doing is you're getting ready to get off work to go catch your plane?
Yeah, that would suck.
You're, like, stuck in a diner or something. Like, what?
Can't never clock out.
Can't never clock out. And I wonder, you know, they say that a lot. Like, do ghosts, even though, like, they died on a plane, their bodies were brought to this building, do they see it as something else?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in their brain or in their spirit, are they looking, you know, they're stuck in this building, but to them, they're stuck somewhere else?
Right.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought, unfortunately. I don't know.
Or, you know, they were on a plane and they, like, landed somewhere and they're like, where is this? This is not where my ticket was supposed to take me.
They think they've landed and they're like...
And they just can't never get past that.
They're just, like, stuck in this building. They're like, where the hell am I at?
Like,
oh,
where's the welcome party? And, like...
Imagine if it's just, like, stuck on a loop. Like, every day you wake up and you think that your plane just landed and you're stuck in the same place over and over and over again.
Right. The never-ending layover.
Oh, God. The never-ending layover. No. Paranormal Technology Investigations has done several investigations of that building, which is pretty cool. Shepard calls it one of the most active haunts they've ever investigated. They have experienced temperature shifts. They'll say it'll be real comfortable, and then it'll go back. It'll go to ice cold, and then it'll get real comfortable again. Sounds of running water, which they believe is coming from the showers, which would correlate with the wet footsteps that they find coming out of the showers.
Spooky.
Nobody's taking a shower in this place. I don't know.
Right.
And of course, what haunting could a haunting be if they did not have a woman in white?
Right.
Of course, they have a woman in white.
Sure.
Why not? She was going from Knoxville to Philadelphia. I guess it was warm in July. I don't know.
Yeah.
They've also captured voices on their equipment. There was one where, like, the team had left a certain area, and after the team had left the area, everybody was accounted for. Somebody was heard saying, "Where'd everybody go?" And there was no way it was any one of them. And, like, they reviewed the footage, and there was very little noise made when they were leaving the area. And that also makes me sad.
Yeah, sounds like a kid or something. Like, where'd everybody go?
It is really sad. There were 2 kids on the plane. There was, like,
right.
I think a 5 and a 6-year-old that passed away. They do say that you can hear... I don't remember which one it was. It was a brother and a sister, and you can hear one of them calling out for the other one. As some of the voices that they've picked up on there, too. Yeah, that makes me...
That's sad.
That and, like, the baby crying noise, I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't give me babies and kids. It's messed up.
Babies on planes are hard anyways, like, much less when they crash and die.
We got so lucky when our daughter was a baby. We took her to New York, and she was 10 months old, and...
She didn't cry one bit.
She was so damn happy. She was babbling to the people in front of us, babbling to the people behind us. We fed her on takeoff, and...
Trying to grab the lady's hair in front of us.
Babies. So they did another investigation, the PTI. They did another investigation where they took an Ovilus. It's a tool that converts electromagnetic waves into words and sounds.
So like a demon box or a spirit box.
Yeah, it's got some pre-recorded sounds in it, and then you can switch it to where it doesn't use the pre-recorded words. It'll just come up with words randomly depending on what waves or whatever you get.
Right.
They took it out to the crash site. And they captured some words. There was a couple of random words. And then, they hear the words stand, abort, and surprise. And then they hear the sound of a loud jet engine.
Huh.
And then static.
Wild.
Like, I'm getting goosebumps again. I was getting goosebumps doing the stuff
research on it. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is intense. And I mean, this is literally like an hour and a half from our house. So
yep.
This is great.
It's local.
It is local, fairly local to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the haunting of the Cocke County Memorial Building.
That's super spooky.
It is super spooky. You know, a tragedy like that, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy. Like, these people just going about their lives, and it's just cut short so tragically.
Yeah.
And for them to, like, just be stuck here.
Yeah.
Like, not really know what's going on, or not being able to really move. Like, I want to go cleanse the space. Get these people out of here. They need to go to rest.
And try to guide them into the light.
Yeah, for real. And then I was thinking that thing that...
Caroline.
Kate. I was thinking for the thing that guy Anthony encountered. That sadness, darkness. That...
Right.
You know, when you have trauma like that, and you have all these emotions and these spirits kind of swirling around, it can, I guess, kind of put a tear in the fabric.
Sure.
To allow other things, or, you know, like poltergeist or diamonds or...
Yeah, I wonder if there's any kind of other something going on there too, because it sounds, I don't know, it sounds like a lot more than a plane crash, but...
It does sound like a lot more than a plane crash, and the only thing...
Maybe it ties to the Revolutionary War too.
Well,
like...
I mean, yeah, because it was like the Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II happened.
Civil War.
The Civil War, Emancipation.
Yeah. There's lots of stuff that, you know, could have happened there.
Yeah, and
probably did.
My thinking is it's possibly that it's a poltergeist is starting to form.
Right.
Because it can form over time, and it's been, 60 years?
Maybe we'll go there and try to get some answers on it.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe that entity was just a racist asshole because Anthony is black.
Right.
And he's maybe mixed or something, I don't know. But he's dark, and I'm like, you're in Tennessee, brother. You need to watch out.
Right.
No offense to anybody that lives in Tennessee. Y'all are some great people, but we're not going to act like the Bible Belt doesn't have some issues with some racism.
Country folk, to put it in a nice way.
Yeah. No, we won't insult the country folk. The country folk are great. My in-laws are country folks. Wonderful people. We're not going to insult country folks. Let's just leave it at that. All right. So, guys, we're going to have a little bit of a surprise for you next week.
Yep.
It's going to be an Ian special.
Yep. I'm going to be doing a story on the Brown Mountain Lights, which is a very special place over here in North Carolina. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be real, real fun.
I've been trying hard not to give it away to Felicia.
Yeah, we both grew up hearing about the Brown Mountain Lights and stories and stuff like that.
We both kind of knew about it anyways, but
doing that deep dive.
Some deep research on it and found some good stuff for you guys.
Yeah, don't go Googling it. All right, don't go Googling that shit. You just wait.
So, yeah, I hope you come and listen. Come and listen to our story.
Wait and hear the sultry, sweet sounds of Ian just going,
Yeah, it'll be my first time doing like a public broadcast sort of thing, so you guys cut me some slack.
He said public broadcast. Can you tell what generation he's from? Like, if there's any teenagers listening, they're like, what the fuck is a public broadcast?
It's what my grandfather used to do. He was a radio announcer back then.
Your voice, you do have a nice radio voice. All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to follow us on Instagram at The Paranormal Lovers. Shoot us an email if you have any, honestly, if you have any requests or if you have any listener stories.
Yep. Tell us some stories.
Yeah, hit us up. Or if there's anything y'all want us to cover, you know, whether it's aliens, cryptids.
Love aliens.
Ghost conspiracies. I got to get in some conspiracies soon.
For sure.
Yeah. So, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.